With rising costs and unobtainium graphics cards, I don't blame you guys for being upset whenever we cover the latest and greatest tech. But what if I told you I had the solution? Tech-adjacent products that are not only under $100, but some might even say handy. That's right, it's back, handy tech under $100, and today we have 7 products ranging all the way from a magnetic wristband to a solution that will fix any controller's stick drift. And the best part is everything that we're showing off today comes in at less than $100 combined. And while I could jump straight to showing you the stick drift fix, let's switch the shtick and chat a bit about this. A tiny USB stick? No. This thing puts the micro in microphone. Coming in at $7 US, your gut instinct is telling you this sounds like poo-poo. But guess what? Let's test it. While I'm about arm's length away from the laptop, it's a bit quieter than my laptop's mic, but if I can get it out. As you can probably hear, it sounds a lot clearer. And a laptop is a perfect use case for this little thing, since you can just leave it plugged in when you're on the go, or if the internal microphone dies, you can get a quick fix up and running instead of paying an arm and a leg for it. But what about my desktop? Well, because this little guy is only using USB 2, you could pick up a longer than normal USB extension and route it, I don't know, anywhere on your desk, under your monitor, or maybe even to your headset. And even if you combined the cost of this and a USB cable, it is still cheaper than some of the top results on Amazon. It can even record this segue to our sponsor, Boot.dev.
Good job, Han. Love seeing you getting into back end.
Thanks, mate. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. And tonight, I think I unlocked the next level.
Boot.dev. Learn backend the fun way.
Thanks, Elijah. I was working on a CPU cooling project recently and noticed something that drove me nuts. Being the absolute klutz that I am, I bent the fins on a tower cooler and it feels impossible to straighten them back out without just making the whole situation worse. But that's where the fin comb straightener, air conditioner, condenser car, automotive AC condenser, radiator, evaporator, comb straightener, rake air conditioning tool comes in. And it's only $10. Or if you have a 3D printer, less. It has different blade thicknesses to accommodate a wide range of coolers, and even comes with a handle to make sure that your fingies stay clear of those sharp fins. Ouch. One weakness we found is that it doesn't work well with corrugated V-shaped radiator fins like the ones found on your liquid coolers. But regardless of what kind of fins your cooler has, you should bear in mind that damage to a small number of them probably doesn't have any measurable impact on your cooling performance. But you're the only one who has to look at your PC, so maybe the peace of mind and the better aesthetic is worth the $10 anyway.
But if you want a real tool, one that's made of metal and made for water cooling, check out the Nifx Cobra XS water pliers. This little guy can grab things up to 1-inch diameter, and it is crazy strong. And it is also very sackable. And to help keep you organized, you can slap on the Tools for Men magnetic wristband for holding screws super strong. Okay, that's enough. Despite the marketing being a bit 2000 and late, and there being a little bit of a learning curve since the magnet doesn't go all the way around, for 15 bucks, if you're under a desk or in an awkward spot where reaching or holding a bunch of screws would be annoying, the powerful magnets prevent you from dropping those tiny screws on your shag carpet. It also has tiny pouches behind the magnets, so storing longer items like an Allen wrench or cable ties is easy. Well, that's my addition to the tech sack. You definitely shouldn't just get normal pliers and a magnetic part tray. Check out the tech sack itself, lttstore.com.
I have a super light, well, light. Just a simple USB to LED light that allows you to be hands-free if you have to work in a dark server room or down behind a desk. Cable managing, just plug this into the back of your motherboard. The main reason we were drawn to this is because of the value. You get 8 of them for $7.50, meaning every kid at the party leaves with one in their goodie bag. Or combine them all in a hub dongle to make a flashbang. Speaking of bright lights, some are just too damn bright. And while yes, you could buy a roll of electrical tape to cover them up, some LEDs are important to know the status of, but you just don't need to be that bright. The answer, stickers! Yeah, okay, stay with me here, guys. These are actually not that lame. This kit comes with both black and white stickers, depending on the color of your device, that are both matte or gloss. They also range from 50% opacity to 0. meaning I could color match to my specific product while also being able to see the status of my AC unit, so I know if my cat has walked on it and changed the mode. But will there be residue when I peel it off? That is a good question. It seems like this is a low residue product, I'd say. All right, that's enough teasing. Let's get this stuff into the sack and pass it back to Elijah to show you what you've been waiting for, how to fix stick drift for less than $3. Oh God.
Stick drift is when your controller's potentiometer wears out, causing the center point to drift. Kind of obvious. Almost all of the big players that make controllers use the same potentiometer, which is rated for about 2 million cycles, or as iFixit estimates, about 400 hours of Call of Duty Warzone. And since the lawsuits about this issue aren't doing anything and you don't want to have to buy a new controller every year, you're gonna need these. These are flexible little pads that, once they are soldered to the back of the controller, allow you to adjust the center point of where the stick lies. Let me show you. Just 5 quick screws later and we have access to the back where you can see, we already did a little bit of movie magic. Justin has already soldered our little adjuster boards to the back of the control sticks here. And all you'll need to do to adjust them is take your little screwdriver and twist this screw. You guys want to see it on the computer? Okay, our controller's plugged in. Now all we need to do is if we just grab one of these screws and start twisting, we should see. Yeah, I'm not great at screwing. And let's see if we can start adjusting. Oh, there you go, see? So now we've obviously ruined this controller, but if your controller was showing these types of symptoms, you just come back in and use one of these alignments, try to get it as close to center as possible, and then the other one also goes on the other axes. Isn't that cool? I mean, what would be cooler is if you didn't have to do this. Hall effect joysticks, often seen on third-party controllers, are designed to never suffer from this problem. It just sucks that the big three refuse to put them even in their flagship products. Now, while these pads themselves can be found for as cheap as $1 each, you do need a soldering iron to do the job. So depending on your skill level, and if you even have access to a soldering station, you may just want to pick up a new controller. And that's okay. Or, this is now your chance to learn something new. Maybe we should try to find a soldering station for under $100 for our next video. If you want to give these a try, we're going to have these and every other product we showed off today linked down below.
Can you hold this for me?
Sure.
Have you heard our sponsor, Boot.dev? You have something in your eyes.
Oh.
Do you want to play a video game?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to play video games with other people?
Yeah.
You went viral.
What? No way! We saw this guy holding some broken computer parts. We asked if he wanted to come inside. He told us he always wanted to be a backend developer, so we showed him Boot.dev. He thought he was gaming, but he was actually learning Python and Go. He didn't even realize he'd been coding for 10 hours. He got so good, he was even offered a programming job, and it changed his life.
Check out boot.dev and use code LTT to get 25% off your first month or year.
If you guys enjoyed this video, go check out the last time we did a handy tech episode. We actually made a DIY volume controller for your PC, and we showed off, some other things.